Welcome back to AM Northwest. How about giving your committed relationship a boost before Valentine's Day? Here to share how a simple mindset shift can do wonders for your love life. We welcome back the author of Think It, How to Train Your Thinking to Get Everything You Want, Master Life Coach, Sarah Centrella. Great to see you again, Sarah.
Great to see you, Helen.
Okay, this sounds very interesting, like a very interesting approach. Tell me the basics of it.
Yeah, so when you're thinking mindset and relationships, a lot of times relationships get into these grooves that have energy that is not great, right? You can kind of get maybe into snippy energy or tension where you're kind of bickering back and forth. And a lot of times you're just kind of waiting for the other person to magically be amazing or magically
change.
To do everything you want them to do. Or you're just waiting for time to pass and like hopefully you'll both get over it. So everything that I teach in mindset is like, hey, what do I control? Is there any part of what this dynamic is that I could change or that I can control? And I've found that there is in relationships just like there is with everything. So if you kind of look at it first and foremost of, hey, what if I change my energy that I'm bringing to the relationship? Does that have a positive impact in changing it?
Give me an example.
So here's a very simple one, right? I think us women can nag a little often, right? We kind of have a reputation for that.
I call it reminding,
Reminding,
Sarah.
yes,
reminding.
yes. So it's just a very simple example that exists in most relationships. But I think a lot of times we forget to encourage or point out the things that our partner is doing that maybe we've asked them to do because maybe they didn't do the other things, right? So we're focusing more on the negative, we're pointing out the negative, which again is just feeding that cycle. So if instead I'm focusing on any tiny little piece that is positive or that my partner is doing that I have asked for, and I'm giving praise in that area and I'm giving affirmation in that area and I'm noticing that, then someone is much more inclined to want to continue that behavior and want to show up for you versus if they feel like, hey, the effort that I'm putting in is getting completely ignored.
I give you an example. A friend of mine asked her husband to clean out the garage. He did it, but not the way she wanted, and she was not happy about it. So then my thought is, oh, he's not going to do anything after that.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's really common, right? So it's like, hey.
So what should she have done in that? Let's take her for an example.
So the first thing you do is you give a positive affirmation. Say, I noticed you cleaned out the garage today. I so appreciate it. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I mean, we can take that other stuff to the Goodwill next week. If it didn't get done right now. So start looking for the things that someone is doing for you and how they are showing up so that affirmation wants to, at the baseline, we get what we put out. So this is just kind of an example of what I am putting out into the relationship. If it's negativity, it's going to be reflected back to me.
Because if you do nag someone about doing something, they're less likely they are to do it.
Absolutely. So if you just want to change the dynamic in your relationship, see if this week you can test it out. All my theories are ones that I want you to like play around with and test it out. So just test it out. Just say, hey, this week I am going to make a promise to myself to not be negative, to not, complain and point out everything that's going wrong. I am instead going to look for anything my partner is doing that is positive. I'm going to reinforce that. I'm going to talk to them about it. I'm going to be loving and kind and just see how that starts to be reflected back to you. And it gives you control over something you didn't feel you had control over before.
It might surprise you how well it works. And it works with kids too. I mean, I hate to bring up what works with a husband works with a kid. And it works both ways.
It works both ways. Any partner that you have, at the end of the day, we all want to be seen. And we want to have the effort that we're putting in be acknowledged. And it's just one of those things that what I put out, I get back. So if you look at that always and come back to that, then you can say, hey, have I really been putting out my best effort? Have I
positive about it.
Have I been my best self in this relationship? Can't change them. But maybe I can put a little bit more effort in, and then it surprisingly does always come back around.
And just give it time, it sounds like too.
Absolutely, and be patient and be kind.
Absolutely. Sarah,
Simple
great.
Things.
That's great. We want to tell everyone your book again is titled
Think It.
Think It, How to Train Your Thinking to Get Everything You Want. Sarah Centrella, thank you so much. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.